Voltron Podcast! Hey guys, BoomBerry Plays here. I'm Boom.
I'm Anita.
And together we've got a very special guest, SeaPanda!
Yeah.
I'm so special.
Yeah.
I'm the most special.
She's our roommate now. You're going to be seeing a lot of her. What are we going to be discussing today, guys?
Voltron Season 3.
Season 3!
It's too short.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, so general thoughts. Let's get everyone's general impression. We'll start with you, Maia.
Okay. I was going to say that I'm not sure how I'm feeling about the new format with the shorter seasons and the... I mean, it's kind of cool that they want to give us, like, less hiatus time, but the short seasons seem
They're
really
hurting
short.
my soul.
They're soul hurting.
It's really short, and it seems like it's not enough time to get enough information out.
It was, what, 6 episodes long?
7.
7, yeah,
Seven.
yeah,
Season
that's
3
right.
was 7,
It was
while the other seasons were, like, 12?
12?
13?
Like a more standard, like, season. So
My thoughts are that the season's too short. But at the same time, I kind of am okay with too short of a season, because then I have to wait less time in between the seasons, and it's the waiting that really makes me sad. So I kind of like that it's shorter.
yeah, I understand it, because we are getting season 4 in October, late October is
Which
what
is
they
pretty
said.
fast.
Yeah.
So...
At the panel at Comic-Con 2017, they did talk about how because the seasons were shorter, they wanted to get episodes out more frequently. Because of the way Netflix does their seasons, they just dump the entire season on, and then it's usually like a year or two later, at best.
Yeah.
So I understand it. I still don't like it, and I almost wish we had a weekly format, because I wouldn't mind that. Like,
Ooh,
like,
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, like a more standard TV broadcast format.
But I do kind of get it, because Netflix isn't really set up for that. I mean,
No.
they
Yeah,
are
exactly.
set up for the massive dump of episodes, and then you binge watch.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody gets through it in a day.
And I like
And then
binging.
we have to wait. So, I mean, it is kind of nice that when you do get through it in a day, you're not waiting 6 months for the next season, or a year for the next season.
Yeah,
You're waiting,
exactly.
Like 3 months, maybe.
Like, for instance, BoJack Horseman is like, I think it's like a year between seasons, right? Like, and that show is also, I think, 13 episodes each season. It's a Netflix show as well. That's another interesting show to watch.
When I feel like Netflix is still kind of trying to figure out how to balance that.
Yeah,
Because they aren't typical TV schedules, and they do dump the whole season at once. So I think they're also trying ways to give you more stuff to watch without
to give you a little...
doing it like one episode at a time like TV, because they're not TV, so...
Yeah, I mean, and the other part too is, like, to be fair, it is animation, which can take X amount of time. Yeah, so...
It's long and hard and annoying.
Yeah. Outside of the technical aspect, how do we actually feel about the season? Like, the plot lines, the stories, the new characters that were introduced. And in case you guys haven't figured it out, yes, there's going to be all the spoilers in this.
Spoiler alert! We had to kill the yellow lion with that.
Here's a spoiler.
Oh,
It's episode 1 spoiler.
that is the best spoiler.
There you go.
That's the best thing that came out of season 3.
I'd say overall, I actually really like season 3, though. Like, I do feel like it was too short, but it's just because it left me wanting more.
Yes,
which is
exactly.
a good thing. That means it was really good, because I was just
Very
like,
effective.
no, that can't be all we have right now. Also, I do want to bring up a quick talking point. How do you guys feel about Lotor?
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about Lotor. Like,
I like little Lotor, and I like how he basically was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have the fab team.
yeah.
I'm gonna get all these ladies.
Oh, man.
They can be almost as pretty as me.
Almost.
But
Not
they
quite.
they can't be quite as pretty as me. I just,
I love
the
that.
magical special fab team.
I love that they, like, throughout the season, basically in the first, like, 2 or 3 episodes of the season, they introduced the villain team. And then we got a decent idea of how they were going to react and, like, what their abilities are, sort of.
I like the blind cat lady.
Oh, I know. She is
I
so
thought she was cool. She doesn't
Like,
talk as far as
I love that
could hear.
mask that she has. Like, that is such
I thought that
a
was
neat-
just her face. Is it a
Yeah.
mask?
I think it's a mask. I'm not sure.
I can't tell if it's a mask
It's-
or her face.
When it comes to, like, animation, it's hard to tell what's, like, you
Flat
know,
and what's
yeah, well,
not.
yeah, exactly, right? Like, is she an alien thing?
I think it's actually her face, because the coloring kind of matches their tail.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering, and I was like, man, she's really cool though.
I never
So,
thought
I mean,
it was a mask.
I thought it was a mask because I was thinking Anna from like her Shrike costume in Overwatch. She has like that kind of same mask with the hood on it, but I wasn't sure
but
because
if you look at it though, there's like a mouth line.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too because I was like, oh, It's just her
I'm
face.
pretty sure it's her face.
Either way, they're really cool. And what I think is really interesting too is that like we also get the sense that Lotor's like philosophy is completely different from Zarkon's. Like for instance, all of his generals are half-breeds, and that's apparently like a big thing in the like the Gallian Empire.
Well, and I really think that, like, I honestly think he's gonna be an awesome villain, and I'm gonna hate him.
Oh,
and I'm gonna love to
yeah.
hate him, because I feel like he's just gonna be so frustratingly clever that I'm gonna really hate him, but also love him at the same time, because I think he's got a setup to be a really strong villain.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how about this, though? Have you considered Baby Allura with Lothar from the original anime helmet?
Oh yeah, I know, right? With Zarkon's gift to Baby Allura was the helmet that Lothar has in the original Voltron series. So that little cutscene where she like gets the birthday present, that's a really good throwback, by the way.
Cute.
Shout outs to whoever wrote that in or whatever. But it's really adorable. So going on to Lotor, because we're talking about him right now. Do you guys believe that he's going? Like, do you think he might have a very sympathetic episode coming out? Because we know that he knows that his parents are all crazy, insane from the...
I think
I'm
it's
sure he will.
possible. Yeah, I mean, I could see them doing that, definitely.
Like, what would they need to do to make you turn to Lotor's side? You know what I mean? 'Cause-
Easy. I already like him. I'm already there.
You're already there.
The thing is, like, I do really like him, but I'm
Yeah,
not
exactly.
going to be on his side just because I love the Paladins so much. But,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I really like him already. Like, I do really like him. I think they gave him a good, strong
I like
introduction.
how he's deceptively evil.
Oh, I know,
Yes,
right?
deceptively
Dude,
evil. He's gonna be delightfully evil.
He's
I'm
so fun.
excited.
When like doing the whole Colosseum thing, doing the shout out to that one general, and then he's like, "Join me, and we'll all be friends." And then he banishes that guy.
like, haha.
That is harsh.
Yeah,
that is harsh.
banishes him.
Bans.
Not secretly.
No, not
executed
yeah.
at all.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Oh no, it's a remote station.
Remote station.
Remote promotions, right? So, bringing up the Lion pilots, let's talk about the main five. Our
Lion
five
pilots?
Lion pilots. Lion
You mean the
pilots.
Paladins?
The Lion pilots.
Hey, man.
Let's talk about our Pally
Go
boys.
Lion.
All right. Well, I do have to say, Lance keeps cementing himself as my new favorite. Like, he didn't start out as my favorite, but he keeps climbing
He is
the ladder for me in range of who my favorite paladins are.
I love Lance a lot, and I feel bad because so this season they've been trying to push the idea that Keith will take control. Obviously, there are episodes where he's leading the team, but I feel like Keith hasn't had the development for us as the audience to want him to be the leader, right? Like I don't know. That's my opinion of it.
Yeah, but I feel like that's kind of what they were trying to do in this season because he's clearly not a good leader yet.
Oh no.
And like all of the paladins were like, dude, you need to,
Please.
you're in charge now. Please think differently than your like redheaded hothead ways.
Yeah.
Redheaded, he's not redheaded. Red color.
Hot-blooded.
How dare you?
The red one. He's the
red
one.
Stop being the red one.
I just knew that I was so sad on the scene when Blue wasn't letting Lance in.
Oh yeah.
That made me so sad. I was like, oh no.
That was like heartbreaking on weird levels because it's like, yeah, Keith was accepted by the Black Lion, but it wasn't like he was rejected by the Red Lion, you know?
Yeah,
And
like
that
the Red Lion wasn't like, dude, no, you gotta go that way. But the Blue Lion was totally like, I'm sorry, man, it's over.
And
Get out of here.
I'm so sad because Lance is so he's one of the ones who's the closest with his lion because he's always calling her Blue and like doing all
got
that.
cute nicknames, really bonding with the lion.
It's weird to see him in the Red Lion.
Oh yeah.
But
it's also like kind of like when he was like
cool.
begging, like he was like, "Oh, what did I do wrong?" kind of thing. I was like,
so
"Oh, Lance, don't do it, Lance."
My bromance.
Yeah. So and then we should probably discuss Allura as piloting the Blue now. So so in the original show, I think she does pilot the Blue Lion eventually.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
I think it's like
I
season
heard.
2. Yeah. Because so in the English dub, the old pilot dies, but in the English dub of the original Voltron
In the original,
series,
the Chiro dies.
The Blue pilot, I think like.
Or is it the black?
Two of the pilots die because I think Shiro dies.
People die.
Yeah, people die. But in the dub, they actually go back to their home planet, but one of their planets is destroyed. So it's like he goes back to space.
Yeah,
but anyways,
he went back to his home
but
planet.
that's the old
He
show.
didn't die in an explosion at all.
But so moving on though, because this is a new show, it is different. We are sticking with the 5 so far. Allura now in command of the Blue. How do you think she's doing? Anita, how do you think she's doing?
Well, I mean, I think she'll get it, but
Yeah, we'll get it down.
I don't know.
I gotta be honest though, with the personalities they've set up for everybody, I didn't quite understand why they put her in the Blue Lion.
Yeah, honestly, I felt like Allura would have been fine in the red line.
Yeah, like
right?
I'm not
to me.
sure the musical lions was necessary.
Yeah.
Like I kind of feel like they could have just put Keith in the Black Lion and just had Allura take over the red one.
Well,
So I'm not sure why they put her in the blue one. I mean, I know they kind of tried to explain it, but it felt a little weird, especially since Lance is already so strong with the Blue Lion.
Well, and yeah, going on to that, Lance's bond with the Blue Lion feels the strongest out of all the paladins. Like,
yeah, which is why it seems strange that he's the one who got moved.
Yeah, so it is strange, and I think
Even though it kind of makes sense to have him as Keith's right-hand man, because he is, like, as we've seen in this season, very capable of...
don't answer that. Oh, shit.
Oh, it's Adam.
It's a... Pause.
Hello.
Okay, so I was... Oh, yeah,
Face with a pen.
Okay. Anyway, so we were discussing the
Allura in
the piloting changes, and like, I don't know, I just always felt like Allura just matched the red line, but what I was talking about was Keith's relationship with Lance, because I do feel like they did a good job showing, like, because I feel like almost everybody was expecting Lance to actually fight against Keith being the leader, and I'm kind of glad that they didn't go with that, because...
Well, it wouldn't have made too much sense.
It wouldn't make too much sense.
It would have broken up the team too much.
Yeah.
That would have been dumb.
So I'm glad that they at least showed that Lance is, smart enough to be like, I'm fine in the supporting role. Like, I can do this. I can support. And I do like that he's, at the same time, has no problem telling Keith that he's being an idiot.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Keith needs that.
I was just to say, like, I feel like Lance has actually, secretly Lance has probably developed the most.
Yeah, which is why he's kind of become, like, my favorite paladin. Because
definitely.
He's shown a lot of development.
Yeah, like, a ton of development.
Speaking of development, I would like for both Hunk and Pidge to get
that
more
was gonna be my
in the
next
second
topic.
half of the third season.
So,
yeah, I'm wondering if, like, in the upcoming, like, episodes that they'll focus a little bit more on Pidge and Hunk.
Yeah. So,
since this one was very largely Keith and Lance.
Keith and Lance and
Laura.
And we'll get Laura, and then we'll get to the last guy at the end. But yeah, Pidge and Hunk, I feel like, have sort of been pigeonholed into, like, sort of the comedy background aspect, which is not terrible, because you do kind of need something to break up a little bit of that, like, Keith angst and...
but we still do have the whole thing with Pidge's family coming out.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So there's that,
and... That's why I think, like, Pidge has a really good opportunity to have a lot of development. I'm a little bit worried about Hunk. He's my favorite.
I'm hoping Hunk is there with her, though. Like, when they start developing Pidge, I hope Hunk is just as much with her, because I would hate to see any of them get left behind in the character development. Especially Hunk, because I do love Hunk.
He needs more of a reason to be there, man.
Yeah, and that's, I think, like, one of my issues with the dynamic right now is that, Hunk is kind of, he doesn't really have a lot of development. He's more active now in terms of combat, but that's not really development per se, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we're not really getting a sense that he's got the motivation to stop the Gallian Empire, but he doesn't really have that connection that, like, shows that, like, oh, I'm in it for really personal reasons. And I know Shay is a element there, but I don't think her name was even mentioned in season 3, you know? So,
I don't know.
It might have been?
Briefly.
Yeah, very briefly.
Like, it was very briefly, but it wasn't, like, it wasn't really... I mean, it seemed like it was there to just be like, hey, remember this character who was in the earlier seasons? Okay, now we're not going to talk about her again. Like, so
we were friends.
Yes, but I mean, again, though, they only did have 7 episodes to set up a new villain, to get Keith in the Black Lion, to switch Allura to the blue, switch Lance to the red.
So much.
Like, there's so much happening in seven episodes. Holy crap!
Sorry.
Did you want to say something?
I thought you were trying to interrupt.
Yeah, I just smacked you, and then I was like, well, double down on it.
So speaking of the shuffle, of course, we have Shiro, who showed up.
What is
the
hell?
I was just about to ask theories, because let's start. So you are not him.
Not him. It's either not him or his brain. He's been, like, mind controlled and he's like a sleeper agent now. Either way, he might have been a sleeper agent from the very beginning. Point is, not really
either way,
Shiro.
there is no way Shiro would come back and immediately try to take back the Black Lion.
That seems really
weird.
Me. And in fact, that is one of the scenes that...
And the fact that the Black Lion was like, you know what? No.
Like,
we had this discussion. You said that I should go with this guy. Now I'm over here trying to do with this new guy. And you come back and you're like, maybe we should hang out again? No.
Lion's like, I changed
Red
the
Lion is
I
not
changed
up
the
for that.
lock on the key.
we changed the locks.
Yeah,
it's
it's just
too
like,
late.
oh man.
No.
So yeah, like that. I feel like the scene I think about the most, honestly, is Shiro immediately like going like, "I'm in the Black Lion," and then almost upset at Keith that the Black Lion accepted Keith. You know, like that was like a weird.
That was weird.
Keith
Like
for
a-
doing the thing that
Well, that was
told
weird.
him
And then there was
to
also
do.
there was also the mission that they were doing when
Yeah.
Keith actively made a choice to go back and help the others, and Shiro called him out on
Yeah.
it and said it was a bad move. And I'm like, hell no. Shiro's first priority would have been getting
Yeah.
everybody else to safety.
Consistently, Space Dad has been like, keep the group together. We'll figure
Space
that
Dad.
out. We'll
He's
figure
been
that out.
Space Dad.
Here's what
Yeah.
I think it is.
All right.
I think that it's not Shiro. I think that it thinks it's Shiro.
Yeah.
Not Shiro, though. Some sort of weird clone.
I'd say-
or some sort of DNA combination weirdness. Definitely got some of them.
I'm definitely leaning more towards clone because I feel like he's been
wow.
given all the memories of Shiro, but
Shiro.
isn't actually Shiro because there's too much there that is just leaning towards the not Shiro.
Shiro, yeah.
Because I feel like even if he was brainwashed, some of this stuff still wouldn't be
That's like definitely not
happening
him.
like this.
Yeah.
So I definitely I'm leaning more towards clone.
Also, he escaped way too easy.
Well,
Yeah,
that
he
so-
escaped entirely too
so
easy,
we got-
especially since they had that little cutscene saying,
Oh, yeah.
like Project Koran is in
Yeah,
stage 3
right?
go.
I was about to say.
So the fact that they let him go is very telling that
Suspicious.
something is
Something's
wrong with
up.
Shiro. So it's either not Shiro or there's some sleeper agent shit happening there.
Yeah, so I am definitely on the side of Sleeper Agent. I'm actually surprised that you guys went... I thought you would be more on Sleeper Agent side. But yeah,
My first theory
Yeah.
was clone, and honestly,
Yeah.
the more I
Clone
see,
could
that's
still
kind
be a
of
sleeper
Yeah,
agent.
I mean...
clone sleeper agent.
That does,
could also
yeah,
be a
clone
thing.
Sleeper Agent. That is our official stance.
Well,
But,
I mean, to be fair, yeah, like, the suddenness of the return and the kind of awkwardness of it felt really strange. But yeah, like, his criticizing, like, keeping the team together and stuff like that during the chase
weird.
was very strange to me. Yeah, it definitely stuck out like a sore thumb. I really want to know. It keeps me invested in the character because I'm like, now I gotta know.
Well, and they did a good job with doing. Okay, his escape episode was not that subtle. There was
No.
a lot of red herrings thrown in there, and also just foreshadowing. I think.
Yeah.
But the other
Definitely,
reason I'm thinking
definitely.
clone is just because they had so many shots of like lab equipment and Shiro tied to a lab table and
Yeah,
like,
those flashes,
this
those
stuff.
quick
So
cuts.
I think that this is one of the clones that they have finally successfully put together and
if-
decided to release to kind of cause chaos with Voltron. But like,
what if there is no real Shiro anymore? Like, there was one, and he's
That
fucking
would
dead,
be
and they chopped him
so-
up into little
That
pieces,
is so
and then used
sad.
his genetic material to make a whole shit ton of clones, and then spread them throughout the universe to try to
Space.
take over.
Well, all right, so real talk. That was another theory that I was kind of thinking was that the real Shiro actually did die way back in the old operation, and they just took whatever DNA markers they had and reconstructed a creature to be a Shiro because they knew that eventually he would lead them to the Black Lion, all that type of stuff. So that was a theory I had, and I didn't think I was gonna lean into it. There's a mosquito in my face.
yeah, I think it's the one that bit my arm.
No!
But now I'm starting to think, like, the more I discuss it with you guys, hearing your guys' thoughts, the more I'm like, that could also very well be a thing. Like, maybe Shiro did die. Maybe they did kill Shiro. It's just they did it already, you know? And that would be
Yeah.
really sad.
That would really suck.
But
That would
who
be
knows?
awesome.
I also want to
Good plot.
I also want to
Would be
wonder
good
if there's like something else to do with like the memory dump, because when we had like Alora's father and they had like the memory data bank, if there's gonna be maybe something like that if Shiro is dead, you know?
Well, and they already showed that
So-
like they're not the only ones with the technology to kind of
Oh,
pull
yeah.
memories from people.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
They could very well have a whole stock of Shiro's memories, kind of
like
thing.
there's a station
There could
full
be a
of
bunch of
Shiros.
Shiros, but I'm just
Yeah.
like, I feel like this was probably the first one that they like successfully
Yes,
cloned.
yeah.
And probably messed with his memory and his personality.
And they're
to
tweaking
cause a
it here and
problem.
there.
And like,
Going to phase 3.
yeah, and I
What's
feel
phase
like
4?
they did a good job of making the reunion kind of uncomfortable and
Yeah,
making
yeah, right?
things seem weird. Like, this seems like a weird parallel to draw, but it reminds me of in Supernatural Season 6 when they got Sam back and you just knew there was something wrong.
There's something
And then you find out
different,
later
yeah.
he doesn't have a soul, and I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense. And like, I
Supernatural
feel like,
spoilers.
so I feel like oh please, they're in season 14.
Yeah,
That's barely a
exactly.
spoiler.
Was that 8 years? Holy shit, that's...
But like, so I feel like they're definitely setting up for this weirdness to be explained.
Yeah.
And, like, it doesn't feel like it's unintentional weirdness. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think they just messed up Shiro. I think this is legitimately
Literally.
supposed to not feel like Shiro.
Exactly. And I totally agree with that. Because so far, I'm actually very comfortable with the writing. Like, this team is doing amazing work with this show. I love it. Make Voltron forever. Do it. Don't dip in quality.
Voltron 5 ever.
Yeah. So, moving on to the next topic.
Okay.
The most important topic.
Oh yes, the most important topic.
The reason we're all here
Most important.
is, what are our ships?
Yeah, who
now?
you ship?
And I mean, like, season 3 ships.
Season
Because
3.
ships. Now that's what this show's actually
This
about.
is why we made this show. It's to make sure you
Just because we wanted
know
to
our
talk
ships.
about this. Like, well, I just gotta say, first of all, season 3, mine is not a new ship. Mine just got stronger. So.
Oh, yeah. And I think...
Because I'm a hardcore Clance shipper.
Yep.
Keith and
Yeah,
Lance
me
is
too.
my ship.
Yep.
So
But-
and oh my god. By the way,
There is
you
a
haven't
lot.
seen season 3, there is a lot of pushing with Keith and Lance, and I know it's probably just because they're trying to be like, look, they can work together now.
It's
And,
friendship.
but me,
it's
I'm like,
friendship.
no, it's more.
we can't take the goggles off. They're welded.
Permanently affixed to my face.
And
My
it's...
favorite ship is Pidge and Hunk because
I'm
they're
a punk
cute.
as well.
You know what? It's weird. I find I go back and forth on them. Like, 'cause
I-
sometimes they're like a bro TP for me,
Yeah.
and then other times I totally ship them, and I'm not sure why it keeps
They
kind of
could be
going back and
both.
forth.
For me,
They
it's
could
like
be
it's
both.
a both.
That's very
thing,
true.
But that's because I really like those two. I really do like Pidge and Hunk. They are easily my favorite characters. I want them to get more development, and like I
So
said,
great.
Pidge has got a great opportunity coming up. Hunk, I'm hoping will get a better opportunity. The other thing too is like it's kind of fun when they're like doing that science-y stuff, you know, like Pidge is like, oh, I can, figure out these calculations, and Hunk's like, yo, let's build it, let's build it, though.
I love Pidge and
They're
Hunk.
adorable.
They work
Yeah.
off of each other really well,
Yeah.
which I really like. And I guess one of my main reasons why for me they're not so much of a ship yet is because Pidge is the youngest one in the group.
Yeah.
And also, it doesn't seem to care at all about such things.
No.
That doesn't
No.
seem to be even on her radar at the moment.
Yeah, no, it does.
Oh, yeah.
It just doesn't
Very
really seem.
focused on things,
I feel
yeah.
like if she gets a little time to kind of get a little older, and then like has the whole thing with her family resolved, like I feel like where they're at right now, I can't really ship them, but like I could definitely see a relationship forming there. Like, I think that's why I go back and forth, is because I definitely
I
can
get
see
you.
it
I feel
going
you.
there, but I feel like it needs more time.
Let's quickly revisit Clance because
I was
boy,
gonna
this season,
say-
like,
Oh, it's very Clancy, but
Yeah.
I had a question in relation to that.
yeah.
Now,
bring it up.
when the hell is Keith gonna get over his little boy crush on Shiro?
I
Is
think
that gonna happen?
well, I was
The
actually
hero
gonna-
worship is strong.
Yeah,
there.
and I feel
a little
like
strong.
this season actually is like in a weird. Okay, so yeah, the ships
Look at
are
that.
I know, that's bugged.
headcanon. They're not real.
Just wants to talk about
They're not
Yet.
confirmed.
Ships, I guess.
Yet
But I feel like this is the
I
season.
could dream. Okay.
Either this season or next season is going to be the part where Keith has that moment where he's like, Shiro's just a person. He's not like the superhero I think he is.
Yeah.
He's a good person to look up to, but he's also just a human. Or, well, who knows? But you know what I mean. Like,
Because Keith definitely has at least a small crush on Shiro.
some kind of
yeah.
Like,
little boy
definite,
crush.
Yeah.
definite boy crush, hero worship issues. And,
And like I know a lot of people ship that, and I just can't.
Oh.
I no, I don't. It's too mentor teacher for me.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
just it. That's why it's shippable. But
That's why I
but at
don't
the same time, it's shippable. But at the same time, it's like Sharon, like probably wouldn't even consider such a thing.
no, he
probably
definitely
not, 'cause
Because
wouldn't.
he's like, "Hey, buddy," and then Keith's like,
Hey there, kiddo.
Hey, Slugger, how's
Senpai
it going?
noticed me.
"Senpai," says Keith.
So,
Yeah, we're horrible. I'm so sorry.
so yeah, like I
Not
said,
at all.
this is the shipping portion of the podcast.
Well, and we actually discussed this not that long ago, but I definitely feel like what makes the most sense is that Keith does kind of have that hero worship
Yeah.
crush on Shiro, but when he kind of gets over that, I could see him more realistically being with Lance. Just personality-wise, I think that they
Yeah.
balance each other out really well, and that they also support each other well, even when they're not getting along.
And I think that's what was very well enforced. So even if we're not looking at
Sorry.
it from shipping goggles or whatever,
Fucking Nat.
Fucking Nat.
just the fact that like they worked together really well as Keith is leading the team for basically the first time,
Right.
and they were able to like call each other out on things. Like I thought that was a very important dynamic that was developing, and I'm very
Yeah.
happy we're getting there. So I'm,
Well, and
I'm very
glad
excited.
that they're becoming more like equal teammates and less like petty rivals.
Yeah.
So I like that is actually, their relationship is changing, whether or not it turns into a ship or not. It's still, like, their relationship is changing, and I like that. But season 3, man, it's so strong.
Yeah,
It's a little too strong.
For being so short, it's so strong.
It's so
they
strong.
packed those episodes in with as much as they could.
They really did. Wow, there was a lot that happened in season 3 for having it be 7 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, like, I can't wait to see the next arc. And now...
I do want to get an opinion on a ship before we go too long.
Oh, you're right. Kaltenecker and fucking the mice. You're right.
What? Is that a thing?
No, but it is now.
Oh my god.
We're putting it out there. The Kaltemice.
Kaltemice.
I don't even want to think about it.
Oh, man.
Oh god,
But
it's a cow and mice.
Specifically when the mice got transformed into those hippo creatures. Specifically.
I love So... I'm gonna have a bonus segment at the end of this, but we're still on ships right now, so...
Okay, well, my question...
Final thoughts. Yeah, let's go.
I wanted to get your guys' opinion on the Shiro and Allura ship.
Makes sense.
I think it makes sense, but in a lot of ways, like... Because it makes so much sense, I'm
just
not
so
as
boring.
interested
Not as
in
into
it.
it.
Yeah. So, I kind of get it, though.
I do have to say, though, I have a feeling that Shiro likes a woman who can kick his ass.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
No, he's
I definitely
totally
think.
into that. Definitely.
I think he's always been into it, because, like... I don't know, there was something about, like, when they figured out that Allura... Yeah, it's this fucking mosquito gnat or whatever. Sorry, guys. But,
Sorry.
Everybody likes muscle girls.
yeah, and, speaking of muscle girls, dang, that muscle girl on Lothar's team.
yeah, right?
Oh,
She's
my
hot
God.
chick.
I love her.
I love her.
And then I love that the nickname that has popped up for the lady with the long, like, chameleon head thing has been Space Tylee.
Yeah, Space Tylee, yeah.
Because she is kind of Tylee-esque.
So, here's a ship that I kind of want, because it's sort of in my weird wheelhouse, is Lothar Keith. Like the two leaders like butting heads.
I don't really get that one.
I like it.
But I
Lothar
think it's-
Shiro, but that's me.
See, I think Lothar Shiro would be too weird for me.
Only if Shiro is in fact a clone sleeper agent. What the this gnat! Oh my god!
This gnat disapproves of these ships.
It's trying to make us crazy,
it knows
guys.
that we're dirty shippers, and it's trying to
make us
stop
crazy.
All right, so we'll go through. So top shift. Oh, did you have something else to add?
Well, yeah,
Yes.
no, I was just gonna say I don't really get the Lothar Keith thing, but that's just me. I can kind of see why people ship it, but I don't.
So the only reason I would kind of ship it, and this is assuming that he doesn't have this is assuming that he stays a villain the entire time.
If they don't give him a redemption arc.
Because if he like does the Zuko thing and joins the team, because that's another
Okay, then
possibility.
I could maybe kind of see that.
Yeah, but
That's
then
true.
who would the villain be?
Well, Zarkon and the witch, because
The guy who's been the villain the whole time.
the villain,
Well,
the
how
villain.
about just his mom, man?
Well,
Witch lady.
here's the thing: is that we actually got a lot of backstory. So we're gonna go back to lore a little bit. So a little bit of background lore. Let's call this future predictions or theories.
Okay.
Segment. So we did get a lot of background how like Zarkon fell in love with an Altean woman who ended up going nuts with the oh god, what is that energy called? I can't remember now. Quintessence.
Quintessence.
Yeah. So I wonder if that could lead to a Lothar redemption arc, because it might just be that he's been trying to free his family from the clutches of this quintessence.
Well, also, I need to bring up a point, is that did she not remember being his wife? Because they had a whole segment where she was going through his memories, and you get,
You
Zarkon's
see
backstory.
it all, yeah.
And you see the whole thing happen. So did she not know who she was?
Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't care.
No, I think she does care, because like that was the whole the whole reason they blew up the planet, basically.
I guess.
Well, they had a moment with her like at the end of that when she was like,
oh yeah, how could I forget? Yeah,
yeah,
like that moment. That line is why I think that Lothar might have a Zuko arc, because that line was literally like, "How could I forget that you were my husband? We were gonna do some cool shit." But then Lotar's like, "I've been banished," right? Like, so I don't know. Like, I feel like that could
Sneaky
be a thing.
Zuko
Yeah,
arc?
yeah, like a sneaky Zuko arc. And as far as we can tell, he's only been overtly terror. Okay, he has enslaved planets.
Well,
Don't get me wrong.
But he
But
wants
I mean-
to work with those work with them to enslave them.
Yeah.
not as oh god, what is the term? not as big of a douchebag as you could have been, Award.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically what that is, but still pretty bad.
Admittedly, like, the redemption arc with Lothar has to be hardcore. It can't just be like, one day I'm gonna go join Team
it can't
Avatar.
just be, hey, I'm good now.
Yeah.
What?
It has to be like, oh no, it's secretly actually helping all of these planets fight the Galilean Empire or something like that.
So, like, if he had some sort of secret plan like that, which I would love to see.
I would love to see that,
If they had it to where he was doing all this stuff while secretly setting up this entire plan to actually, like, secretly topple the Galra Empire.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. And I would like to see that, but that's...
that was me messing up.
Pretty much the only way I feel like he could have a redemption
true
arc.
redemption arc. Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise... I'm sorry, dude. You're still kind of a douche.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get me wrong, mind you. Like I said, the only reason I would ship Lothar. I keep wanting to.
Lothar. That would be.
Lothar.
Wow.
Lothar. Yeah, I was just saying, like, I keep getting these names mixed up. And
it's because they're similar.
And Keith is
Fantasy
if he
names
has
are all the
a
same.
redemption arc, because if he doesn't have one, then it's like, oh, I'd love him as a villain. In fact, I would love it if we think he's gonna have a redemption arc, but he's like, oh no, Dad, I'm back.
JK.
That would even be better. But so what do we want in season 4? What do we want in season 4, Maya?
I want to see what happens with Pidge's family, and I want to figure out what's going on with Shiro.
Yes. All right.
Those are like my big ones.
And Nia, what are your top 2s?
Pidge's family. More shipping. We're gonna need a beach episode.
Oh my god, that'd be so fun.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna need some. We're definitely gonna need some bikinis involved.
Gosh,
what
Panthers
else is good?
I don't know if this is good or not, but I would kind of like them to go into kind of Pidge's gender identity a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
Because I am kind of interested to know
Oh yeah, like
a little bit more
about Pidge, yeah.
about her real like
What does she want to
identity.
do?
Because there's so many like fan theories about her that she's like either just a tomboy or like is actually gender neutral or like all this stuff. So I would find that interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I think that is kind of.
It's 2017. Let's have these stories, man.
Yeah, we might as well. I mean, and when we spoke with the producers and all that type of stuff, they seemed pretty like with the community about like Pidge being like androgynous. Like I think that's great. So if we have something like that, that'd be wonderful. And again, like Pidge and Shiro are my top 2 for season 4.
Yeah.
And I mean,
a little bit more on Lothar.
Yeah, well, Lothar, I definitely want, because you kind of need more.
We're gonna get more.
Yeah, we're gonna get more.
Because he is being set up as the villain now. So
Yeah.
like, I definitely feel like we're definitely gonna get more Lothar.
Which is why I'm like, I don't really need to ask for it. I will receive it.
I will
and I
receive
will
anyway.
enjoy. So so future episodes that you guys want. That's the bonus segment. So what episode do you guys want?
I agree with Anita. Beach episode.
Beach episode.
We're gonna need Golden Week. We need the
Golden Week episode
where it's raining and there are fireworks. We need all those.
Yeah,
tropes.
like some seasonal, like some fun time episodes.
I just want my anime tropes. I want my filler episodes.
I want an AU episode where the genders get swapped.
Oh yeah,
because I love every show needs a gender swap episode. And if you want to double down and make that the beach episode too, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, dude.
Well, like,
I just want to see Hunk in a big.
Everyone.
I want to see Hunk in a bikini.
Okay, well, and like I know it's a huge trope, but I would totally go for a body swapping episode.
That was another one. So I was debating. I was honestly debating.
I
was
would
debating
that.
body swap or gender swap, and I was like, because those swap episodes are fun, and they have to be sparse. You can't have them all the time, but when you have them, they're gonna be a lot of fun.
Gender swap episode. Everybody changes. Pidge is exactly the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what does all change and they get different outfits, but Pidge's outfit is the same.
Pidge is like, nah, okay, I'm good.
Fine, whatever. I'm not gonna do anything cool. Fine.
So, anyways,
Piss my name in the snow. That's what I'll do.
That's the dream,
That
right?
is the dream.
The little parallel universe episode was brilliant in their kind of callback to some of the original series stuff.
Yeah,
that episode
Sven.
is one of my favorite.
That was hilarious.
Sven.
Also, Shiro's voice actor.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Having a lot of. Well, that's why I wanted to have
He was having a hard time with that accent, though, man.
Basically what I'm saying is I want AU episodes because holy shit, that one was good and it was like also tense. It was like a plot episode
really tense.
while being a funny like weird alt verse.
Weird throwback to the originals too. So was
more
cool.
AU episodes basically.
Yeah.
So anyways, that about wraps up our thoughts on Voltron. Any final words, Nina?
Voltron, defender of the universe. Yellow lion again, flying through what will hopefully be space, and not just plain green screen.
We're using a green screen for the first time. It might not be the best. Also, the sun is like in my face.
Oh yeah, the sun's coming down. I started to notice that.
Maya, final thoughts.
Clans forever. Because I'm not a horrible shippy person. If you go to my site, I don't have Destiel videos everywhere.
No.
I'm not a shipper.
No, we're not dirty fangirl shipping ship town.
Not at all.
Those
Never.
goggles, we don't even have them on.
We don't even.
I don't even know what that means, the term goggles. Whatever.
And my final one is, let's get Hunk some development.
Yeah!
I want my boy to be more than food and drill spins, which were
Absolutely.
fun, but let's get some Hunk stuff. So thank you guys for joining us. Again, I'm Boom.
I'm Anita.
And
I'm Maia from SeaPanda Plays.
yep. Oh, we're BoomBerry players. You're on this channel.
Hopefully.
Yep. All
Otherwise,
right.
I don't know where you're watching this.
If someone re-uploads this on not YouTube, I'm coming for you. Bye, everybody.
I don't.
You could have kept it going.
No, I can't.
We need like 12 seconds for the outro.
There's a hole in my pants.
Oh, jeez. Oh, it's like the
Holy
seam
crap.
is. Yeah, the
that's
seam's like
coming
ripping.
off the seam.
Oh.
You ain't gonna get to see that.
Sorry.
No, it's for you.
Oh.
I'm just like awkwardly in the corner.
I'm gonna turn this off now. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Goodbye.